Guru Shri Juta Padakamalang.
Hare Krishna, welcome to our channel, Bhagavad-gita. Here it is, because we have Bhagavad-gita as it is, translation and commentary by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And my name is Lavangala Tika. We are reading the 9th chapter, the most confidential knowledge. Because sometimes we look around in this world and we don't see God. And then we think, maybe God is hiding. Or maybe even more extreme, maybe there is no God. But actually Krishna is not hiding, he's just allowing us to forget him. Because if he didn't give us that ability, he's so unforgettable. But when we've been in this stage of willfully forgetting Krishna, lifetime after lifetime, then we have to kind of change our way of seeing things. And that's what Bhagavad-gita is assisting us with very helpfully, starting from the 2nd chapter, where we understand that we are not this body. And then all our present paradigms fall apart. And we're prepared to open our eyes, to broaden our perspective, chapter by chapter. And now we're in the 9th chapter, and even that's not the end, because Bhagavad-gita has 18 chapters. But here Krishna is sharing more of himself and also showing, because sometimes we're so... Krishna says that also, the soul is equal in every body, a sage of equal vision looks with equal vision on a tiger or an elephant, dog or a dog eater or a brahmana, because the soul inside is the same. Here though, in this chapter we've been hearing how people are different, and depending on their differences they will gain different results. And that's not a question of being judgmental, but it's a question of understanding. We go to the airport, and depending on which airplane we board, our destination will be different. But if we don't know that, like sometimes people think of death like that. Okay, they are all dead, so they have all met on the other side. But it's not like there is one other side, because we take birth lifetime after lifetime, and different species, different countries. Just because we go to the airport together doesn't mean we end up in the same destination. So here we can learn a little bit about those differences, so we can make our choices. Because if we didn't know, if we would just expect Krishna to be very liberal and equal to everyone and accepting everything, but we didn't know that we wanted to go to Norway and we ended up in Malaysia. Okay, my example is going out a little bit until it becomes ridiculous, but it's like that. It's a little bit like that. We don't want to be ignorant. We want to understand this world, and then Krishna gives us the knowledge so we can understand it. But most of all, what we really want to understand is our relationship to Krishna. But that doesn't exist in a vacuum, so we learn a lot around it. I will read another verse today, and it should be 22. Because we have heard here how those who study the Vedas and in a sense where they want to go and enjoy a better existence, they can go to the heavenly planets, and when they're done with that they will come back to this planet. And today we're reading about other people. Text 22. Ananyas chintayanto mang ye jana paryuphasate teshang nityabhyuktanang yogakshemang vahamyaham. This is also one of the core verses, so if you're into learning verses by heart, you can put this one on your list. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Yes. So here we have that God that we are a little bit familiar with. The God that when you turn to him, he turns to you and he's completely there for you. And people often want to reject this idea as either childish and naive or also as putting God in the position of being partial. That's not at all what it's about. It's about the fact that we are real and Krishna is real. And in this world, we're a little bit in an unreal situation. And that unreal situation, that illusion, is set up according to certain rules. I've taken the example previously that you have computer games. And they are kind of an illusion. They kind of don't exist, but at the same time they do exist. And when you're in it, you can't go outside of the code. Your activities will bring exactly the reaction that's put in there from the beginning. Whereas the coder, the person who built the game, can do whatever they want in the game. So we are here in this world and we are stuck in the laws of karma. And we're going on like that. But if we turn to Krishna, he's not limited by those laws of karma. And he can certainly help us. And he certainly wants to help us. Not that he's going to be unfair and, give a lot of riches to the religious people. And no, that's not the point, really. The point is that we don't really have to worry so much about this world. Because the reality that is here also, but a little bit hidden under the surface, is much more firm and dependable and real. So Krishna will make sure that we're not just swept away in this illusion when we have taken serious steps to move towards him. I'm reading the purport. One who is unable to live for a moment without Krishna consciousness cannot but think of Krishna 24 hours a day, being engaged in devotional service by hearing, chanting, remembering, offering prayers, worshipping, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, rendering other services, cultivating friendship, and surrendering fully to the Lord. These are the 9 processes of devotional service. Such activities are all auspicious and full of spiritual potency, which makes the devotee perfect in self-realization, so that his only desire is to achieve the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a devotee undoubtedly approaches the Lord without difficulty. This is called yoga. By the mercy of the Lord, such a devotee never comes back to this material condition of life. Kshema refers to the merciful protection of the Lord. The Lord helps the devotee to achieve Krishna consciousness by yoga. And when he becomes fully Krishna conscious, the Lord protects him from falling down to a miserable condition of life. So this is actually entering another dimension. It doesn't look that different because you hear this, the processes, hearing, chanting, remembering. Well, we all do that. We take in some information or we listen to some music. We will talk about something. We will remember something. The difference is that this world is a place where the spiritual reality is covered. We are covered. The Brahman, the spiritual dimension, is covered because we had that desire. Somehow or another we had that desire. A few of us. We look around and there's so many living entities on unlimited planets and unlimited universes. Compared to the spiritual world, a few of us thought, why not test something else? Testing a place where Krishna isn't there, where we can just try and have that position of the controller, the enjoyer, the center of everything. That's not us. That is Krishna. So this world is built up on an illusion, a very deep illusion. It starts from the false ego, that starts from the idea that I believe that I'm something that I'm not. I believe I'm this body. This body will last maximum 100 years. Then it's worn out and the soul moves on to the next body and the next body. And each time the soul completely identifies, cannot even think outside of that identification with this body. And then when we somehow or another, a small desire starts to grow in the heart, and then Krishna immediately reciprocates and gives us the opportunity to again engage in the reality. Then a person who is so fully engaged, of course that is a rare person, that is a self-realized soul, but even on the way there, Krishna helps us, because he has no interest in not helping us, just as much as he helps us all the time by supplying this universe, this planet, this body, the opportunity to do something outside of Krishna consciousness. There, of course, those desires are not fully spiritual and real. They don't, how to say, a desire in and of itself does not fulfill that desire. But the possibility in this world to do something different than serving Krishna is there all the time. So much there all the time. But when we turn back to Krishna, it's not that we have to cross mountains and dive into the ocean and find the limits of our abilities. No, we are actually always there. We are always that spirit soul, and we're always, Krishna is always very close to us. So when we turn in that direction, then Krishna opens up those possibilities. And it may look very simple from the outside, but it's a very profound experience from the inside. What to speak of this person who always worships me with exclusive, me, Krishna speaking here, with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form. To them I carry what they lack and preserve what they have. And Prabhupada is elaborating here what such a person does. All the time, focus on that love. We have these literatures that describe Krishna's activities when he was in this world, and also Lord Chaitanya, who's none different than Krishna. He was here 500, time passes so quickly, 530 years, something 540, I don't know, but more than 500 years, but not much more. He was here, and the description of his activities and his lives is collected in well, there are several books. The main one we are reading is Chaitanya Charitamrita, and there he has a devotee who exclusively engages in his devotional service. His home becomes the center where all the devotees come together. In the daytime they go out singing Krishna's name, because that is such a perfect activity. It is both that service that Krishna is very pleased with, so the devotee wants to please Krishna. It is also that service that connects us to Krishna, even if we're in illusion. That's how we can, that's the yoga. Prabhupada speaks of yoga. This is called yoga. Yoga means connecting with the Supreme. So when we hear yoga, we think it's a sort of an exercise that brings the body into strength and balance, also the mind. But that is one aspect of yoga. It is described in the yoga scriptures, but it's just a preliminary activity in order to be able to focus the mind fully in meditation and to take care of the body in such a way that we're able to be alive while we focus on that meditation. The goal of yoga is to connect to Krishna. So when we connect to Krishna, that is yoga. So this devotee, his home is open. In the daytime they go out and sing Krishna's name together in the streets, and they approach their neighbors, they approach the people there and saying, please take Krishna's name. You're in this world, you're very intelligent, very beautiful, very respected, you're a very good person. Just forget all about that and take Krishna's name. And there is a bit of how to say, approaching others in such a way that they will be able to respond. So So it's a public activity. In the nighttime, they go into Srivasa's house, and they're singing with Lord Chaitanya, and they're swimming in an ocean of ecstasy, so much love, so much spiritual realization, that unless one is on that same level, it will be very strange. So therefore, there is both the public activities and the internal activities. But that devotee Srivas, that was all he was engaged in. And Lord Chaitanya once asked him, how do you manage? How do you manage your family? How do you manage your economy? All those things. And Srivas was like, he gave a very cryptic answer. It was very difficult to understand. And he just said, well, if I don't have enough, then I will probably leave the body. But he wasn't very worried. And then Lord Chaitanya felt, we have to take care of him. And that's how Krishna feels towards all of us. We are different, our capacity is different, our activities will be different. But once a person turns to Krishna, certainly Krishna will see that he has given his life to me now, so I will have to take care of him. This will come out in different ways, because we're all different. But certainly there's no need for fear of any other. And that's actually a theme in Bhagavad-gita, because especially if you're part of this culture, the Vedic culture, the understanding of duty is very prominent. And then it may seem that just turning to Krishna in this form of love and meditation and service might indicate that you're neglecting your other duties. But Krishna is saying, no, I will carry everything. I will carry everything that is already there, and I will give whatever is lacking. It doesn't mean everybody who turns to Krishna will become very rich and famous. No, but Krishna will certainly give us what we need. And honestly, if Krishna wouldn't give us what we need, then nobody could give us what we need. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for watching. We aim for updates every Tuesday and Friday. Please come back. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down there. We also have some links and information for you. And there is, of course, the subscribe button. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I'm a Hare Krishna, and I approve this message. Subscribe.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.